Oh my god, people. I think we're in! Hey! I think we're in, people. This should be disc 3, loading up now. Oh my god! No, it was a broken, I couldn't save the file. So what, like I think at the end of each disc, I might let this intro play because it's awesome. Actually, just on a bus. When you finish each disc in the game, like when people got Shenmue 2 on the Xbox, it automatically gives you the save file for the completed disc. So when you go into disc 3, it knows that's the start of disc 3. So it's like it creates a start file, system file for that next disc. But what was happening during that cutscene, it was cutting off before it could save the file, and it's an auto save. So you can't actually go in and save it because it's just in the cutscene. If it went into the actual game and then allowed me to save, I'd be totally fine because I'd be able to save it that in bit. But what it was doing was it was playing through the cutscene that would normally finish the full cutscene. There's actually a bit that you've missed now as a result of this. It's not much though, so it's not too bad. But it would create that save file. So when you boot up disc 3, this is exactly what it does now. Is it's got that save file with all your previous playthrough for the first 2 discs. And from Shenmue 1 as well, because you can copy over your save file. And then it carries on from there. And at the end of disc 3, it'll do the same again. It'll give you a save file at the end of disc 3 that then will allow you to carry on for disc 4, you know? Yeah, it is. It's the disc, that's why it's just a bit missing from the disc, or it's no kicking that final bit. I thought my Dreamcast was screwed up before, and a friend who I work with, who messes around with consoles and stuff, paints them, he fixed the Dreamcast for me and got it working again. So I thought the old girl was dead after 16 years, which was saddening, but he got it working again, so I was delighted. But yeah, it was just that disc, I couldn't get that save. It was like, oh, and that's why I knew if I got a save file, even if it was the end of game, missing a little bit at the end of that disc too, that was fine. As long as I could start disc 3 with a fresh save file, I'd be good. Listen to the tune. Everyone, thank you for bearing with me whilst I tried to get that resolved. Much appreciated. Thank you for staying on the channel. Hopefully you'll enjoy this now. Hopefully it's been worth it. I'll show the people loading up now. See, this is where a HD remaster would be amazing, because this would just be heaving with people already. Because I wouldn't have to boot up. I shouldn't could get past that, which I shouldn't have would. Let's just go into my settings. Yeah. I've said it before, this game is kind of like a little bit of a marvel, wasn't it, I suppose. We'll have to zoom in actually. A little bit of a marvel when you think about games wise, what I did. How much money do I have actually? Where's my cash? Is that $1 Hong Kong dollars? 1,914. It's not too bad. Yeah, I was meant to this. At the end of this too, you basically go off the boat and you go off and speak to everyone in Aberdeen Port. So you go and speak to the governor. I forgot what her name is, Zayong or whatever her name is. Anyway, you go and speak to her. You go and thank other people, and then you leave. Well, Jev, just imagine what he's going to do with a 25 gig Blu-ray disc, or even 50 gig Blu-ray disc on PlayStation 4. I'm pretty sure he'll fill it up, or it would make a good effort to high-res textures and everything. Don't know how good they're going to be able to do it, considering I think with Shenmue 2, didn't they go and take thousands of photos or something, or was that another game I'm getting mixed up with? Zoo will be there. Here we go. What I'll do is I'll go to, yeah, exactly, the Unreal 4 engine, yeah. We'll go to 9:15. I know, obviously, for the bit of a screw up with the game itself. What we'll do is we'll go till 9:15. I'll get myself a coffee because I'm needing a little bit of a warm up and a drink after all that testing around. But we'll take a 10-minute break then. I know obviously you've been waiting for me to get this connected up, which took an hour, which is annoying, an hour and a half even. Well, Jeff, yeah, you make a good point. I'm hoping that with the, you know, if you go back to the Dreamcast, they were kind of pushing things, and they created an engine to make the games from. So they were kind of going from scratch and building all, and that's where a lot of the expense came from for Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 1, because it was building that building that all, and then all the high-res, well, not high-res textures, but all the motion capture, the technology, the models, the AI, everything, the weather system, all put into that and carried over to Shenmue 2, expanding upon it even more, just making a bigger world. But with Unreal Engine 4, they've got all the technology there, all the engine there, so it's just a case of implementing the story and building the world. And then, yeah, he's talking about doing the AI battle system and expanding the areas. So there's the Bayushi village, there's the 2 other villages that add in his diagram, add more bosses. But I think in general that's going to be a lot easier to do now that he's got the Unreal Engine 4 engine, so yeah. If you look at the demo they showed at the E3, the PlayStation 4 demo, or, well, I don't know what it was on actually, maybe PC. If you look at that, just that little intro demo, although it was, you know, you could say it's pre-rendered or whatever, but watching that, assuming they get the models right, because the models were a bit wonky in the face, they weren't quite looking right. Shenhao, is it Shenhao or Shin? Anyway, and Ryu's face were looking kind of more plasticky or something. If you think, if they can fix that and get him looking like this, but just a cleaner version, and having some physics on his jacket and stuff like that, it'll be phenomenal. Because walking through that woods and everything, or the jungle, really, really cool. Even just this stuff, look at this. Simple, but having all these characters, because you could have all these characters on screen at the same thing. You could have like about, well, you look at Uncharted 4. in that scene they showed the E3 as well, yeah. There was hundreds of characters on screen. I don't know how many, but maybe 50 or 100 or something. But in that market stall bit, there was tons of characters, and there was things when it went into the battle scene, things were flying off the shelves, and you know, it was obviously the AI. That was incredible. And when I was watching that, I was actually thinking about Shenmue 3. I was thinking, imagine Shenmue like this, when you're walking through the village or something, or the port, and you've got all these characters, no popping in, moving really nicely with animations, looking high def, nice textures. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they had the guy that done the HD renders, and they've got him involved. And they've brought back the original artists and stuff, so they've got the original artists that helped draw the characters, they're back on board, so that's cool. And the guy who did, I think the guy who created City Designs, I'm sure he's back on board as well. But yeah, they brought a lot of the people back from the original games, the ones that were important, the voice actors obviously for the main people. If you actually play through Shenmue 2, if you listen to it when it's going through the characters, there's some of the characters are voiced by, well, a lot of them are voiced by just the same person, but it's just, they've just randomly recorded hundreds if not thousands of lines. Funny it's called 1000 White Quarter, but anyway, they've recorded thousands of lines essentially, and it'll just randomise through all those lines, and then there's contextual based ones, or context based ones. But for the general person walking in the street, when you're talking to them, it's just pulling a random person, male or female, young or old, and doing their sound, so it's fitting quite well. But yeah, they must have all went through similar scripts, so I could just switch up between them all whenever they needed. But yeah, a full AIs. Why did he close the door to me? That was weird. Yeah, full NPC characters, AI controlled or doing their own stuff like the original one. The weather system, I really want the weather system to come back because that was awesome. And then just up in the technology, like using Unreal 4, getting the characters looking amazing, moving amazingly, because obviously they're a bit stiff. You look at some of the characters in this and they're laughable. They've got like dodecahedrons for arms and stuff, they're all like, ugh. So if you get that fixed, that'd be amazing. I don't know what else to do here. Let's go! Look at this thing here. These buildings are really, really well done, but the textures, you know, they're a bit blurry. Clean those up, a little bit higher detail. It's a really convincing world. It looks phenomenal. And like I said in our weekend review that we do on Saturday, if anyone, you wanted anyone to make this kind of advancement in the game and be working on it, is Yu Suzuki. The guy's a genius when it comes to programming. And he did things for Shenmue where he created an algorithm or code essentially. So whenever you went into a room, it would generate from, you could literally generate thousands of rooms in a fraction of a second. So that's why you got all the random rooms and stuff like that, which is really good. Obviously once you loaded it, then it was created, but I think the way it worked in fact was when they were making the game, he could generate the room and then that was saved as the code, so when we played the game, that room was already saved. So this here, I'm not saying this would randomly generate when you open the game, because anyone who plays the game will see the exact same room. Is when they were coding it, they had to create the rooms, so they had thousands of rooms to create, but they could essentially create a room just randomly. So they would say, right, we want a room here, and it would say generate a room, and it would create a room in a fraction of a second, and it'd have all the stuff in it. So that was really cool. What was it to do here? So, is that the bell? Shut up, you just press the bell, you chump. Well, this is the thing, I've been saying this before. I'm not sure how good Assassin's Creed is. The new one, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Looks good on the outside. Just like the other one as well, the previous game. I think the games look amazing and stuff like that. You know, they're obviously pushing technology and graphics, so they're looking, not photorealistic, but they're looking believable worlds now where hundreds of people walking around, and yeah, you walk into them, they float about and heads will disappear and eyes will pop out their brains and stuff like that. But bugs aside, they look phenomenal. But to me, this is why Shenmue was such a defining game, was you played the game and give them the password, it was Yandu's Dragons don't sleep. Okay, so I'm just remembering his password. I'll probably write it in my diary anyway. Yeah, this game here, the fact that you go into all the rooms, in virtually any room, or even just knocking on the door and making up an excuse saying they're not in right now or whatever, that was good. It was like interactive, so it was awesome in that sense. But the rooms you could go into, you could pick things up, you could zoom into bits, you could rotate stuff, and yeah, it's archaic now when you play it and your technology's moved on since then. But some games didn't even get that right nowadays. They're too busy saying, we've got a game that's 500 miles wide and you can go anywhere that's 500 miles, but you can't really. There's invisible walls, you can't go into the buildings, and you're limited by what you can actually do. I'd rather they make a really focused area, which is what I think he's going to do hopefully with Shenmue 3, is he'll focus on making, I think he said, the bit we're in just now, Kowloon, I don't know if he said that's the size he's going to make, or maybe at Aberdeen or something. He says Bioshock Village will be about that size, and he's going to focus it all on there, and the same with the other two villages, if he can make those. But to me, that's what it should be like. Make a really dense, small area where you can do loads of stuff, with loads of people walking around. You can interact with everything in really good detail. That's what you want, because then you do feel like you're in a believable world. I think that's why Shenmue's been such a defining game for people, is because if you think about how you create memories, you use 5 different modalities. So your sight, your sound, your smell, your touch, taste. What's the other one? Sight, sound, smell, touch, taste. Sight, smell, sight, sound, smell, touch, taste. Yeah, so that's all. That's a 5. So if a game can create as many of those as possible, obviously you can't smell it, you can't taste it, but it's creating the other 3 where it's doing them in a really detailed way, so it's memorable. It creates memories in your brain. And a lot of other games don't have that. They just have the immediate action that you remember, and that's it, and then it goes away again. And you get your next hit, your next hit, your next hit. That's where a lot of games have gone wrong nowadays, I think, modern games as well, is it's instant gratification, but there's no lasting appeal to it. Whereas Shenmue's got some lasting appeal. It's the music, it's the interaction, it's the story, it was the technology at the time. That's all played into being a defining game, you know. I think obviously the things that went to happen with the Dreamcast as well, and Sega when they went third party only, that all tied into it, and it kind of made you almost rooting for the underdog, so you ended up putting a bit more emotional, and I suppose that's where you probably create the other modalities, you put that emotional investment into the game and the company essentially. Like I was devastated when I heard the Dreamcast was going on, I was like, no! Especially after 2 years. I agree. VO DevStep, don't send spam mail please. Yeah, Jeff, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the density, exactly. Make it much more dense in a small space. Have loads of stuff to do. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what I'm going here. Need password for dancing Dragon Blade. Dragons don't save. I'm using a dancing dragon building. Okay, for young, so great. Right. Well, leaving there, okay. Is that meant to be going up there? Where did he go? That's where it just was, wasn't it? He's been banned. I was saying they should create a button on Twitch that if you get spammers that you know is clearly a spammer, you can shame them, even though it's a bot, so it's not really going to matter. But maybe it should spam name back. Maybe there's a spam and you know it's definitely a spam, you can prove it. You get to press it and it spams them with 1,000 messages saying, "Beat it, chump." Thanks to everyone who's joining us just now. Joining us on the stream, thank you for joining us and get involved. Send us your messages, what you think about Shenmue 2. Are you excited about the news from Shenmue 3 today that was, well not Shenmue 3, sorry, Shenmue 1 and 2 that's possibly going to be remastered. Not sure what console. I'd be highly surprised if it's not going to come out on the PlayStation 4 considering Shenmue 3 is coming out here. I don't know where I'm meant to go. I'm going to ask someone. This guy looks like he's dodgy. They've turned him into a complete idiot. He's standing in the rain with his top off and he speaks like that. Poor guy, he needs to be taken back to the asylum, I think. So, I'm sorry for asking, dude. Sorry for asking, you freak. Exactly. Beat it! Ah, the dancing dragon building, huh? Let's him fall. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I think all these kind of things are automated. Randomly pick a name, apart from the main characters, and then that's it saved. So it'll know, obviously, if you go back to the same person, it'll be the same name. But yeah, generate names, generate their voices. It'd be actually interesting to see that. I wonder if, what's she doing? I wonder if someone else playing the game, if they speak to a character, if it always pulls up the same voice. Interesting. It's like, you see stuff like that, people watching the game now would be, this looks shit, you're lifting a box, or you're driving a forklift truck. But it's actually awesome! Again, that's the thing that it creates that memory in your brain, because it is like real life. You do mundane garbage, lifting boxes and stuff, but then it makes it entertaining at the same time, because you know, the box you're dropping, the guy gives you grief and speaks to you like an idiot, and you've got to do the quick timer events to make sure you get it right, carrying the books for instance. Then there's the forklift challenge, you get the lot of prizes at the end of it, you try to beat your own time, and it becomes like a racing game almost. Yeah, it's got its flaws where you clip a tiny bit of the edge of a building, it stops your forklift. If anyone watched me on Shenmue 1, when I was doing the forklift racing, what a nightmare. was Dylan the one where you're in the shipyard, and he's like, I presume that's what you mean until you say sex grunts. Let's have a wee look around here. Even this, I can recall, oh man, this is amazing. I remember playing this. Is that Joy's bike? Why would she be here? I remember playing this and like having the buildings, just the high-rise buildings, and then the plane going over. You saw that in Shenmue, Shenmue 2 when you were in not Kowloon, Aberdeen. The plane going over. It's just so cool. So derelict, isn't it? Not derelict, decrepit. Has anyone seen the introduction that they did at CitizenCon, where Chris Roberts and his team were showing the development they made so far, ignoring all the rumours and everything aside? I'm just talking about the game itself. There was a bit where they were walking through, and you can get this now, as far as I'm aware, where you can walk through it. It's their test bed, where you can walk through the ship and you get the guided tour. And the way the guy interacts with you and they're looking at each other is really, really well done. Really well done. Looks beautiful. And the interaction with the guys, he's telling you stuff, really well done. Imagine that in this. I'm not saying it's going to be that level because they're putting $90 million into it. But imagine you could have something even remotely close to that. So where you're following this woman, she's taking you to the right bit. Oh, that's me here. Imagine if you could, in the characters in the game, you could go and contact someone and say, take me to the building, they'll take you, but they'll try and interact with you instead of just walking behind them like a weirdo. They'll actually interact with you and talk to you and say comments based on the weather or something you've done, or you as a character, or them as a character. That'd be really, really cool. Yeah. Like this, when you're in first person but you see your arms and legs. Imagine if Sony got really behind this. I know they're putting money into the marketing side of it. But imagine if Sony got really behind this and invested it in the game. They would have to see massive sales from it in the first place, but if they got right behind it and created a VR mode with the Sony VR, where you could play this in first person VR mode, and you could look around, imagine this in high def and high textures and in much more detail with hundreds of characters, and you're looking around and you can control it. That would be cool. Anyway, let's get this building. It's not wasting time, Sean. Get in there. Yeah. I think you can see your legs in this, can you? Or is it just your shadow of your legs? You know when you look down, no, maybe you can't see your legs. Actually, I'll play till half 9, go 10 minutes. That gives me, that's like the time when I would have been stopping. Actually, would have been now, wouldn't it? 10 past 8, 20 past 8, 20 past 9. Right. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, I think if you're next to the right kind of light source, you can see your shadow. Can't see it there. Right, people, we're in the building. We've got to go and find some geezer now. Find men dressed in black. Nice one. That's clarified it for me. Dragons don't sleep. That's the password right there. Right. We'll pause it there. I'll walk into the light. Oh, that's a bit better. I'll pause it there. I'm going to save this as well before I forget. That's saved in 27. That's the right save file. I'll keep that original file just in case there's any issues, but let's just save here. Whoever made the save file, awesome, thank you. Right, we're getting the save done, so that's cool. Right, I'm going to pause it there. We'll go for a break. 10 minutes, I'll set the timer. Right, take a break people, and I'll see you back here in 10 minutes. I'm going to fix this crop as well because it's annoying me. I've obviously screwed that right up. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Let me see that's. There we go. Let's fix that. We'll just check that. That looking right? I think it is, isn't it? Just check. Dreamcast. Dreamcast. There we go. You've got a widescreen version of it, although it's not the best. It'll do. Let's go to the studio one anyway. 10 minutes on a break people. Put that up there for the fun of it. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. Alright people, we're ready to get back in the game. I'll just fix that camera again, I was just mucking around with it just to let you see. Right, let's go back out. Way! Let's get back to the main shot, eh? Sorry if that's loud, anyone that's listening. I don't know how in focus that is going to be. It's looking good enough. We'll leave it at that. Right people, let's go. Welcome back. If you're joining us for the first time, we are on disc 3 of Shenmue 2. This is episode 3. We will be breaking this down into, it will be 1 hour sections, however we'll have to do a little bit of magic behind the scenes because of the errors we've had with the technical issues. So I'll have to try and mix it up or something. Hopefully Twitch will allow me to edit those bits, so we'll see. I might just leave it as a one-off stream and cut out the mess up bit at the start or whatever. But we're off to find some men in black, like this geezer here. Hello my friend. Hello. How cool is that character? He's like a total badass. Someone's jibbed him in his eye. Mind reading fortune tellers. Man, he's a cool guy. Oh, hello. Hello. Look at that. Got the stairs, a little village inside a building. How cool is that? I want to use that stair there. Dancing Dragon Building. Second floor. 1987, eh? I was 9 years old. Not even 9. 8 and coming up for 9. Right, is this the bit with the lifts where you're... who's this geezer? I'm not being funny, is that another guy who works at Sega just now who makes the Yakuza series? I want to go those lifts. Even that man is so cool. There's like something out of old boy or something, you know. 1 to 10. What? Nice, man. Mate! Thinking these people are dodgy. Oh, that fucking stairs. Love the music, so cool. But what's this doing on this floor here? This is what happens, is this what it's like in... Use left here. What? So basically I need to get floor 10, that's what it's telling me. Can't use it on any of these floors, 1 to 10. Where is the woman in dreams? The fact that I can randomly go up here, that's mental. That's so easy it is to get an apartment or something. Cool. Japan's the place to be. Kowloon, sorry. Hong Kong, Kowloon. A light switch or something. It's a bit shit. No wonder nobody lives in there. Landlord, the light's broken, please. Can you fix? Anyway, I'm pretty sure if we get to floor 10. This is the one. I'm going to assume, yep. There must be something different on one of these. Aha! I vaguely recall you've got to do something with the lifts. There's only certain lifts that will go to certain parts. So depending on where you go. So this one only goes to 10. Kidding me? You know what that means? Ah, fuck? Where am I going? Dim sum building, eh? Dim sum. Haha! 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what was I got to find the working lift? Ah. Hello my friends! Surprise! A roof. 1, 2, 3. These lifts are fucked up. What? So we need to get a lift number 3. Then you can go to the roof, right? Okay. That makes sense? More sense. Again here, get off at 3, use 3, get up to roof. Boom. Done. So dramatic, look at it. I mentioned in one of the first games was how Yu Suzuki had said that he used he spoke with someone who was a video producer, I think it was, to get ideas on how to make it cinematic, so he was using all the tricks of the trade as a filmmaker, and that's why even stuff like this, panning shots, epic scores and everything was all sort of cinematic, which is pretty cool. Three birds building roof. How cool is this, man? Don't know what I'm meant to be doing here, but it looks cool. And isn't that what's important? Yes. Now look over. You see? There's even stuff like that. You look at that. This real-time shadows. Yeah, I think I'll have a shot at this. $5? Ripping off bastards. Let's buy one. Ooh, the smart city. I got a boat. This is what made Shenmue cool. Look at that. Now this is where Sega would be genius. Not even genius. Would be cool if they did it. Nintendo's been releasing amiibos with Disney Infinity, Skylanders, all toys to life. Why is Sega not releasing these things? Couple of quid. Toys from Shenmue 2 or something like that. Buy all the capsules. This would fund the game. In fact, Yu Suzuki should be getting on this. Don't buy it, don't buy more. $5 a bloody capsule. really want to look down there and see if there's someone down there. Can you walk up there? She has to go up there. That tune's reminding me of Ghostbusters. But when they're on the roof, with the dogs. Beat it to both of us with your spam mail. You've been banned! She just asked me if I'm looking for a bird. All she can do is in sparrows. She's got nose pierced and everything in the game. Chotto. She's not good at talking to people, but she seems to talk quite well. Sorry, doll. I don't know. No. I'm meant to be doing anything here. Is just, well, if I come up to the wrong bit and just wasting my time. Nanja. I don't understand there. Wait a second. Was it the second floor where I saw the stairs? Tell me, people, tell me where I'm meant to go. Go back to the third one again. I think it was the second floor I needed to go to. And he walks up the stairs at the start and he couldn't go any further, so he paid attention. What tube? Anyone ever wondered what happened to Earthworm Jim? There it is in there. It's quite sick, doesn't it? Got a chunky meat. Taken straight from Doom. Doom. Right, yeah, we can get to the second floor from here, so let's go to the second floor. Oh, I don't want to go there. Taking buttons if you press up or down. at the other side now. Where I am. Back in. Kidding me, man? I'm right back at that bit. What was the point in that? Oh, you're what? Damn it! So I need to get floor 1, that's what I need to get. Floor 1, yeah. Okay, floor 1 is where I need to get to. Hi BDB! Hello! Hi everyone to join us just now. Hi there. Are you enjoying my awesome playthrough? That I don't know where I'm going? Is it awesome? God damn it. Right, so I'm trying to get to floor 1. That's where I'm meant to be going. I'm Bolton. Michael Bolton. Check me out, I'm Michael Bolton, man. Does this mean the first floor? Hello? No, that's not where I want to go. No, it is. I don't know where I'm going. Tea break building. These guys were telling me to go upstairs. I couldn't get upstairs. I looked at the stair bit, walked all the way up to 10, came back up, went up to the roof, went back down again. Now I'm trying to find where the hell I'm going. Where am I going? One floor one. Why is it telling me I can't go? What? I'm going back to there again. That was my, wait. Hey Shredder, how you doing? You talking about Shenmue? No, I'm paranoid. Oh, where am I going?